And this is the part one like the most. This moment is the finishing touch. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fold along this crease. Here with the tape, you might be wondering, Jorge, where's the crease on the tape? If everything looks black, look, here's what you're going to do. Look, you're going to do this. You're going to remove all the glue from the tape. This done, now you see where our 𝗷𝗁 is, and you can do this here. See, now you already know where you are. Look, it's just that this glue doesn't stick to plastic or paper. All right, look, just from this you already understand how the top part works. No need, because we're only going to cut this part here since we're going to fold it. And look, pay close attention, guys. I just want this little bit of a fold here, just a tiny bit, so it looks like it's been injected. So I'm going to fold all the hair here like this, just this much. If you want less, you can make it smaller. You open it up and make it smaller. You set it to the size you want. The important thing here is the needle. Pass it through here and don't let it catch on the paper. Got it? So I'm going to position it here, look, and give it a little pull. Look, nice and slow. See what I mean? It's really thin. There's no need to rush at this point. This is the finishing touch. This is precisely what will be shown if your weft is absolutely perfect. Just look closely and simply ensure it doesn't catch on the paper at all. Then continue to carefully keep folding it. Before that, remove it. The hair that's underneath here, keep folding it, but before that, keep stitching, just catch the very edge of the paper. There's nothing there. It won't come loose. It's a pain when you catch too much, because when we go to remove this paper, it'll be a hassle. Now, at this very moment, I am indeed catching the paper after having said so very much not to. Please allow me to put on my glasses, and now I am absolutely good to go. I was truly as blind as a bat just a moment ago. And now let us carefully go over it all one more time with great attention to detail. Wow, how beautiful, oh my God. Thank you, Father, just look at this. Let's cut here and see how gorgeous this net is going to look, and let's reinforce it. Try not to catch the paper. Okay. Guys, remove this thread that's in the way. And now let's proceed to do it on the other one, right? Since there are two distinct pieces that require our attention, we will meticulously work on the second one, ensuring the same level of care and precision as the first. Following this, we'll smoothly transition and move on to the final, concluding step of our process. And this particular one here, I've already taken the time to thoroughly clean it, ensuring it's completely prepared and pristine. Okay? So at this point, I am going to carefully fold it right here, precisely at this designated spot. Look. Ideally, for optimal efficiency and a smoother workflow, you should always aim to fold it beforehand, prior to reaching this stage, to save time and ensure a more streamlined operation. Look, pull all the hair over here so it doesn't get in the way. Before this specific section, it is crucial to carefully fold the material, ensuring a precise and neat fold right at this particular point, guys. If you encounter any resistance or find that the material is tough to manage during this folding process, You can gently and carefully pull the net a little bit here. This slight adjustment of the net will provide valuable assistance to the machine, helping it to process the material more smoothly and efficiently. However, it is extremely important to exercise caution and not pull the net with excessive force or too aggressively. Pulling too hard could lead to significant damage, specifically causing the delicate needle of the machine to break, which would halt operations and require a replacement. So remember to be gentle and precise, okay? If you pull too hard, the needle will end up breaking, and the thread will break too. Let's do one more so that the finish at the front will look like this. And now when we put the glue and press it, which is the last part, when we remove the paper, you'll see how beautiful it looks. This is the part one don't like about cutting. It's when you have to go heavy on the pedal at this moment. Here, I don't like to keep a heavy foot on the accelerator. Seriously, folks, because one mistake here and you ruin all our work. So, in this particular instance, it is absolutely imperative that you approach this task with the utmost dedication, profound love, and meticulous care, because this crucial stage represents the definitive and ultimate final finish of the entire process, demanding your complete attention and precision. Now, let's move on to the tape step, the cutting, the tape step, the cutting, and the finishing in the press. And you'll see the result is just beautiful. And now, Jorge, now it's the finishing step, remember? When I mention this 8mm double-sided tape, it's because I use this 8mm tape, okay? If you're going to use 1 centimeter tape, you need to have the 1 centimeter tape, but I use this one here. I'll show you because I want to make the cut. Let me find the end of it. Here I found it, look, I'm just going to grab one strip at a time, hang on. There, look, I'm just going to take this one here, the one that's 1 centimeter. Let's carefully apply it, positioning it approximately this far apart, as you can clearly see, intentionally leaving a small but noticeable amount of space here, ensuring proper alignment and visual balance within the overall composition. Let's stretch it out and position it as if we were putting on our adhesive tape. Put it on, cut it. Now we're going to remove this excess here. Let's open up our screen. Remember when I said that during sewing you should avoid touching this white part? Because otherwise it's hard to remove here, see? We're going to have to remove this white part, but not just yet. First, we are going to make a cut, so let's carefully cut. Oops. It seems our screen has unfortunately come off here, which can sometimes happen during the process. Please bear with me for just a moment while I carefully reattach and secure it properly. I need to ensure it's perfectly aligned and firmly in place before we can continue. Now that the screen is fixed and stable, I am ready to make the precise cut. I'm positioning the tool with great care to achieve the desired result. It is absolutely crucial to exercise extreme caution and precision at this stage to avoid cutting any of the hair underneath the section we are working on. This requires a steady hand and a clear view to prevent any accidental snips. And there you have it, the cut is complete, achieving the intended outcome. Now I remove this part here that I don't want. This initial step was solely to establish a foundational base, providing a precise and stable area where I intend to meticulously apply my double-sided tape. Following this, my next action will be to carefully and completely remove this protective paper from the interior section of the prepared surface. Don't leave any paper underneath here, okay? Don't leave it, open it up well here. That's why it's important not to let the stitching catch, because it just makes more work, and that's just because I let it catch a little bit. Just this part already gives me this much trouble, but I'm managing to get it off. Look closely now as I meticulously keep pulling with a steady, deliberate motion. I carefully open up the intricate mesh, which is woven tightly, right here, and then I continue to diligently remove it, piece by painstaking piece. And when the precise moment arrives, when it is absolutely necessary, let's make sure to take it completely out from here. It simply cannot remain in this position any longer, okay? There, with a final, decisive tug, I have successfully taken it out, and the task is now completely done. Now, with that accomplished, what exactly are we going to proceed to do next, considering all the steps we've just completed? I'm going to cut this little tip here, trim the excess on the other end, and pull the hair over this way. Let's take this one out. No, we can't. Now let's do a cleaning, just a basic cleaning. Starting from the tip here, slowly. Okay, guys? Because, like I said, the glue only sets after 24 hours. What are we going to do here? Look, what you're going to do here, if you want to do it on both, after doing this, it's a good idea too, so let's do it on both. Right after we finish up, let's carefully take this particular one out. The specific one is already completely done. I'll then grab another one. I'll meticulously put my double-sided tape just for precise marking, always leaving a little bit of extra space, which was the crucial seam area. Break time equals 0.5s/. And now, with careful precision, I am going to proceed with the cutting process, meticulously trimming away all of the excess material that is no longer needed. Following this, I will carefully remove this piece of tape, which was specifically placed and used solely for the purpose of marking the precise location for the cut. This entire process ensures a clean and accurate finish, leaving only the desired components in place and ready for the next step in the project. Like I said, I'm going to remove the one inside. Since this side here didn't get caught in the stitching, it'll come off more easily, see? Look, if the meticulous and precise stitching doesn't securely catch and hold the material, it will unfortunately come off very easily and without much effort. Look closely here. We will have our specially designed high-performance adhesive tape mesh. This innovative and incredibly strong mesh is going to be super thin, allowing for a seamless and almost invisible application. See how flexible it is, right? We're going to take a bit of glue and apply it just to this base, right here, okay? This is to hide the stitching, all right? If you think you need to do something on the back here, you have to be very careful because it can't touch the hair. You can do the following. You can protect the hair so there's no risk. Better that way, right? Let's put a little bit of glue here. Just on the tip, see? Just on the tip. On the tip, right here, look. And this part is also optional because when I use the machine itself, it will heat up the glue we've already applied. So in a moment, it's dry. See? This is how it's going to be. Let's do the same on the other one, applying it to the front because one goes in the back, the other we put a little glue on. And now, with great anticipation and careful preparation, we shall proceed to the pressing stage of our intricate weaving process. At this crucial juncture, our meticulously crafted weft, which has been skillfully interwoven with the warp threads, has reached its complete and final form, signifying the successful conclusion of this particular phase of our textile creation. Then, after the press, we remove this paper here and our weft is ready. Now let's place our weft like this. Here, in this particular step, we are going to carefully and thoroughly heat it up, and then we will meticulously observe and examine precisely how the front section of our meticulously crafted weft has turned out, along with the equally important back section as well. If, after this initial heating process, you find that you desire to heat it up just a bit more to make it truly and exceptionally nice, achieving a perfectly smooth and refined finish, you can simply and easily put it back onto the other side and then give it another gentle yet effective warm-up, ensuring an even and consistent application of heat for optimal results. Look at our weft, guys, check it out. And here we're going to remove it, but first, let's put the other weft on, right? Don't grab another weft. I'm going to do it twice the same way, like I did here, one for the front and one for the back, right? And look at our strip, guys, look. Super thin, super thin. It's hot, it's hot. This one won't even need to be heated again. On the other side, it's perfect, you see? The back and the front part, here you just need to remove it, but I recommend taking it off after it cools down, okay? But I'm going to remove it like this anyway, because I have to. And it's good to let it cool, but here, look, just so you can see how it's going to look. And the good thing about letting it cool is that it makes it easier to take off. It doesn't tear like this. You understand the process, right? But I am going to carefully remove it right here, just as I previously mentioned. Listen, everyone, ideally, for the best and safest results, you should absolutely wait for it to completely cool down to room temperature before attempting to remove it, okay? I am proceeding with this step right now only because I am actively teaching you and demonstrating the entire process, showing you precisely how the final product turns out and what it looks like immediately after removal. Take a very close look at the front of it, observing every detail of its appearance and how beautifully it has formed. At this stage, you can meticulously use a pair of sharp scissors to carefully trim away these small, excess finishing bits that might be present, ensuring a clean and polished look. Just be extremely careful and precise not to accidentally cut any of the hair itself while you are trimming. With gentle precision, simply snip off these tiny, almost imperceptible rubber tips that remain, and then just take a moment to truly check out and admire this absolutely fantastic and impressive result. It's quite remarkable, isn't it? You can also clean this part because with rubber you just pull it and it comes off, and look at how the base looks. Look how amazing this is. This is the natural tape by 𝗓𝗄𝗃. Check it out. Look how thin this mesh is. The other one, same thing. I think now with this amount of time, right? It's already been scrubbed. Let's remove this part here that we put on. Basically, if you let it cool for about 20 minutes, it gets really easy because, like I said, this glue doesn't stick to the paper. But how's the machine? Since it's been thoroughly heated, it's adhering quite firmly to the surface, sticking like this. I am carefully removing it from this particular spot right here so that we can effectively conclude this video segment. I will now attempt to work on this other side to ascertain if the process of detachment proves to be considerably easier or more manageable from this angle. You see how this glue is amazing. It's pure rubber, and we keep buying those mega glues out there. But this one isn't like that. It doesn't have a strong smell. It pretty much has no smell at all. This black one here, it doesn't have any smell. I worked without a mask, no problem, and mind you, I have rhinitis. I'll clean it up properly later, but here it is. Look at our screen. Look how beautiful it is, and then I'll take this off, this paper here too. All of this is just paper. This all here, we just remove it and leave only the rubber. And here we have our natural tape. That's it, folks. If you have any questions, just ask in the natural tape screen group in the community. Let me know your results. And if you enjoyed working with this glue, God bless you. Take care.